Hello and welcome to the January 4th episode of This Week in Kirkland, the official podcast of the City of Kirkland, bringing you timely topics and noteworthy news delivered to you every week. I'm your host, Jim Lopez, one of two deputy city managers here at the city, joined today by two members of the podcast team.
Kate Ryan.
And David Wolbrecht.
As well as our special guest, Gina Jan. Welcome back, Gina.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Well, it's great to have you. And we're excited to chat with you about your recent tour of the Cascade Recycling Center. Sounds like an adventure.
It was.
But before we do, here are some of the topics we're covering this week.
We've got 3 announcements, including a recap of the City Council meeting, gnarly traffic alerts to plan ahead for, and a recent oil spill cleanup at Marina Park.
You also want to listen for an easy and ecological way to say goodbye to your Christmas tree, a tip to fuel your New Year's resolutions, and a reminder to license your pets.
Nice. We've also got an invitation to a farewell celebration for former council member Toby Nixon. But first, our big story of the week. We've got a new mayor in town, and her name is Kelly Curtis.
Yeah, during the January 2nd council meeting, council selected Kelly Curtis as mayor and Jay Arnold as deputy mayor.
Mayor Curtis has been on the council since 2019 and a resident of Kirkland for nearly 30 years.
Mm-hmm. And Jay Arnold will continue as deputy mayor, a role he has served since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
On the topic of the council, let's talk about the business agenda at Tuesday night's meeting. In addition to the mayor and deputy mayor selections, new council member John Tim Chizen and returning council members Kelly Curtis and Amy Falcone were sworn in.
Mm-hmm. Council approved the 2023-2028 update to the Transportation Improvement Program. That's a 6-year outline of transportation projects planned by the city.
Mm-hmm. Also, the mayor, on behalf of council, proclaimed January 15th as Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service in Kirkland.
If you'd like to be of service in honor of this holiday, we have a couple of upcoming opportunities. You could join the Green Kirkland Partnership for a stewardship event on MLK Day of Service.
Mm-hmm. You could also donate blood at the pop-up blood drive at City Hall on January 18th and 19th.
Yep. Information on both of those events will be in the show notes.
Also, as part of the council update, the city will be hosting a farewell celebration, as I noted earlier, for former council member Toby Nixon.
Mm-hmm. Toby's been such a dedicated council member over the last 12 years.
He's meant so much to our community and our staff, and has made such an impact on transparency in government and public safety in Kirkland, and among many, many other accomplishments.
Our entire community is invited to come out to Heritage Hall on the evening of January 11th as a farewell celebration to his time on the council. We hope to see you there.
Yeah, see you there.
So heads up, folks, there are some upcoming street closures for work on 2 I-405 projects. Here's what's happening. Full details in the show notes, right, Kate?
Yeah, we're just going to do a brief overview. So there will be an overnight closure, northbound lanes on I-405. That's going to be up at the 132nd Street project.
Good to know.
Right,
When that's done, we're going to have new on and off ramps, so it's worth it.
Hey, all right. Well, speaking of on and off ramps, 85th Street up on Rose Hill, that heads up, folks. 2 full weekend closures of 85th in both directions.
Both directions.
Both directions, full closure. So all weekend from Friday night to Monday mornings. That's in late January, early February. But what's great is when this work is done, traffic will be rerouted and one step closer to the brand new fancy interchange that we have.
Is it going to be shiny?
In a way.
Yeah,
metaphorically.
Metaphorically. In a couple years. So we still have a lot ahead of us, folks. But just be alert and stay safe driving through that rerouted area.
Good to know. So if you have New Year's resolutions and aren't sure how to best meet them, we have a tip for you. Whether you resolve to get outdoors more, that would be me, eat healthier, check. Or something else.
Check. That's me.
ShopLocalKirkland.com is an amazing catalog of services and goods offered right here in our community.
Yeah. With such a great catalog of services and goods, you just might find something to help you toward your goal.
Hey, looking for an easy resolution?
Yes, please.
Okay, well, how about making your pets safer by getting them licensed?
That's very important.
It is really important. We have a really easy online application, and is also a requirement in Kirkland that you license your pets. So you can also check off that box of resolving to do the right thing this year.
Plus, David,
Jim,
if your pet ever gets lost,
oh gosh,
they'll have a free ride home from our amazing Kirkland Police Department.
Hey,
there you go.
If they're found with their license.
Hey, yeah.
Then
if they have a
identify
license,
them.
yeah, then we can get them home.
It's all good.
Info in the show notes.
Yeah.
So we have another helpful tip to bring you into the new year. How to compost your Christmas tree. David, I am looking at you.
So Nordman, who's our beloved Christmas tree for
Yes.
this season.
He's kind of a podcast star now.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
People ask about
we
Nordman.
started a Nordman Instagram account.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, you can follow all the happenings of...
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, exactly. Water level. And I'm not sure we're ready to say goodbye just yet,
Yes.
but it might be coming up. So, yeah, Nordman's been a very lovely guest. And it's time to say thank you goodbye. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, we mentioned last week, a reminder is that Waste Management will pick up and compost live and undecorated Christmas trees under 6 feet tall that are set out next to carts in the first 2 weeks of January.
Yep. And if you live in an apartment or condo complex, well, you can set them out next to the dumpsters.
That's so helpful because that's our situation. So after the first 2 weeks of January, you can also cut up your Christmas tree into 3-foot segments and place it in your yard waste bins. And as we understand it, this is Chris's only excuse to use a chainsaw all
So he's
year.
probably looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sliding into our next story, my friends, our public works folks do so much to keep our community running and to help our environment. One of those things is cleaning up oil spills. Now, last month, our amazing team responded to an oil spill on Lake Washington at Marina Park.
Yeah, our public works spill response team, our fire department, alongside the King County Sheriff's Marine Rescue and Department of Ecology all responded to the call.
Nice.
Yeah. And most of the sheen was cleaned up in just a couple of hours.
It's amazing.
Sounds like a community member reported the oil spill. So it's a great reminder that it takes all of us to care for our lakes and streams. And that brings us to our 5 and 5. That's 5 questions in approximately 5 minutes.
They're about.
So welcome back, Gina Jan, our environmental education and outreach specialist.
Thank you for having me again.
Well, we're very excited.
me
Gina's
too.
our first reoccurring guest on the show.
I know.
I'm honored.
Yes.
And we're going to talk a little bit because that show, after Gina's appearance, our kind of ratings went up.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. We definitely got a spike.
We got a spike and we've
downloads.
We've carried that forward.
Yeah. So momentum.
So she's
the
an extra
Gina
special
effect.
guest. The Gina.
The Gina.
Oh,
That's
wow.
right. Yeah. Hashtag. Yeah.
So first, could you remind us what an environmental education and outreach specialist does?
Of course. So I work on promoting recycling and garbage knowledge,
Ooh, okay.
and also water conservation. So we do a lot of social media, and we also organize events like our recycling collection events.
Nice.
Those are popular.
Yeah, and answer recycling questions that the community members may have.
So Gina, if you are interested in knowing how to dispose of a laptop, a phone battery, or a phone, I don't think they have batteries separate from phones. Mostly
Depends.
not.
Yeah.
Batteries in general. Where to put the pizza box?
Yes, that is a question we get a lot.
Do you get that a lot?
Okay.
Yes,
That's all your portfolio.
absolutely.
Okay, well, that's, those are popular questions.
Absolutely.
Well,
So-
where do we put the pizza box? It's so popular.
I like to say if it has, usually they have a grease kind of catch at the bottom. So you just take that out
Yes,
and
yes.
then put it in the recycling.
Oh, okay.
If it has lots of cheese and stuff on the lid, rip the lid off, put it in the compost, and put the rest in the recycling.
Okay.
Paper is most valuable in the recycling.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
See?
Thank you.
Learn something new.
I know.
Every
Oh.
podcast.
Every time I hang around Gina.
You're
Yes.
It's kind of like a
I get
rule.
a little bit smarter. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm coming on the show more often. You guys are making me feel so good.
Hence the boost in ratings. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're here today to talk about the Cascade Recycling Center.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Okay. Well, if you are wondering what happens to your recycling,
Pray tell.
after it's picked up, it goes to the Cascade Recycling
We're
Center.
hoping it gets recycled.
That is what happens. So it gets sorted, baled, and then sold into the recycling market and then made into new products.
Oh.
But what's really exciting is that we got to take this special tour with Councilmember Penny Sweet and Deputy Mayor Jay Arnold and our interim director for Public Works, Truck Deaver.
Oh, very nice.
And so it was really fun because if you've ever been to a recycling facility, it's just a maze of technology.
Yes.
Wow.
And they recently spent over $40 million on upgrades to this facility. So it's, really state of the art. And
cool.
with those upgrades, it's meant an increase in the overall recycling capacity by 50%.
Wow.
Oh, golly.
Yeah, which is
That's a
about
lot. Yeah.
650 tons of recycling per day can be processed there.
Wow.
That's a lot of
Oh.
pizza boxes.
Yeah. Well, it's about
I eat a lot of pizza.
Yeah.
There you go.
it's a lot of materials going through there. And they have all this intelligent sorting technology that these optical sorters and volumetric scanners and eddy current separators that all this material goes through these fancy machines.
Wow.
And
Can people go there and take a tour?
So there are virtual tours that they're doing, and they do them quarterly.
Okay.
So you can do that, and in the future you will be able to, go
Physically go there?
physically. But
Do you
it
know
is-
when that happens?
I don't know when the in-person tours are, but it is on our radar to promote as soon as we're able to.
Oh, good,
So,
good.
if you keep an eye on the recycling stuff, our weekly emails coming from this crew right here, you'll find out when to do that. So
So where is the recycling center?
it's in Woodinville.
Oh, okay.
So it's not that far,
Yeah.
thankfully.
Yeah.
But one thing that's really important is that it's expected to reduce landfill waste just by having all of these upgrades done. And it boosts kind of that capture rate of aluminum, paper, plastic
Yeah, yeah,
bottles,
yeah.
all of the materials that we really want in the system to go to market. And some very important takeaways for us
Pray tell.
Yeah.
is not only that we have so much more confidence, and we should have confidence in materials, these recyclables getting to market, because we literally witness them going through all these systems
I think that's a big deal.
and
I
then
think-
getting baled in these big baled commodities that are then going to be shipped
Yeah.
to be made into products again. So
Wow.
it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see the efficiency of the whole process, but we have to keep recycling responsibly because the things that go in there, so about 15% of the materials that show up are sorted out and disposed of as garbage. So that's a lot of wish cycling, quote unquote.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
So if you
I don't do that. That's not in my repertoire, Kate. I don't wish cycle.
I maybe wish cycle.
Yeah.
well,
I don't think Kate believes me.
I'm-
She's smiling and nodding, but I'm not saying that.
Like, okay, Jim.
sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna resolve in the new year to recycle more than wish cycle.
Yeah, because I mean, it can be confusing, but it's those plastic clamshells, plastic bags and films, items that are smaller than 3 inches. Don't put any of that stuff in your
Just
recycling.
no.
Doesn't go
Doesn't
there,
matter. Doesn't go.
and it just takes an extra route to get to the landfill. So
More work. You're actually
Yeah.
making more work.
And
So-
they pay $168 per ton to throw that out. So it does affect
interesting.
our rates.
I
So
see.
if you are not recycling properly, you might end up having to pay more for garbage in the future. So
Got it.
yeah.
I think it's really helpful to know that this wonderful facility exists because it makes the recycling process more real. And people, having experience or even listening to it, know how great the system is. I think it's more likely for people to participate in this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So bravo.
Yeah. And if you do have questions about whether or not something's recyclable, we have great resources online at our kirklandwa.gov/recycle. Or you can call the recycling hotline and talk to me.
There's a recycling hotline.
Yes.
Awesome.
Is that where you get the pizza box questions?
Yes.
Call a hotline.
Yep. It's
We got to put that in the show notes.
that's right.
And-
In the show notes.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Gina, you may remember we have a outgoing question. Last time on the show, you gave us a great show. David binge watched it.
Time traveling murder mystery.
yeah.
There
I
you
was
go.
sick and it was great.
Great.
Yep.
Question for you today is: did you do anything fun over the holidays?
Yes, I did. Actually, I went skiing on Christmas.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
And
Where, pray tell?
I went to Snoqualmie.
Nice.
Yeah, because I haven't skied a whole lot in the past 10 years, but I'm dedicated to the concept this year.
Oh.
And I've been really working hard so that I don't die on the mountain.
That's good. That's
So
good.
you're here in studio. So check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Made it through
So
first
far,
check.
so good.
Oh, that
Awesome.
sounds great.
Oh, good times.
Blast.
So thank you, Gina. Will you come on again? I'm kind of hoping Gina, you could be a reoccurring guest.
Oh,
What do you think, team?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Happy to be here. Happy to come again.
Thank you. So will you stick around for a pop quiz?
Oh, okay.
So here's our multiple choice trivia question. One of these answers is true. See if you can sort it out from the garbage. Which would be the other two answers that we basically made up. So A, recycling 1 ton of paper saves 7,000 gallons of water and 17 trees. B, residents of King County only recycle about 25% of all solid waste that is generated.
Okay.
Or C, don't bother nagging. Your kids will notice the can is full and take out the recycling on their own.
I don't know. That one has
Why
falsity.
do we always put the obvious one as C? I mean, come on.
Well, I would hope that King County residents would recycle more than
25%.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
Fingers
okay.
crossed.
Okay.
And the good news, my friends, is they do.
Yay.
Yay! Good
The
job,
answer
everybody.
the answer is A.
Nice.
Recycling 1 ton of paper also saves 380 gallons of oil.
Wow.
And 54 million BTUs of energy.
This all has me thinking about recycling in a much different way.
Holy cow. Residents of King County recycle about 54% of all solid waste generated.
Nice.
Wow.
And you know who contributes to that? Gina Jan.
There you go.
All right. Well,
There you
Nice
go.
job, Gina.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
people of King County.
I was going to say, nice job, community.
Yeah, there we
Nice
go.
job.
Yes.
Nice job, community.
well, hey, don't forget to make a blood donation appointment
Yes.
for later in January.
And that does it for this week. You've been listening to This Week in Kirkland. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and
Share.
Special thanks to Gina Jan,
Thank you.
Anthony Girardi, Chris Peterson, Sue Romero, and Mike Connor for their behind-the-scenes magic.
Thank you.
Our next episode is January 11th. Until then,
Stay connected, Kirkland.